Hello, and welcome to another Peloton 3-minute HCM overview video. This is on workforce compensation, and I'm going to show you the compensation user highlights. My name is Rebecca Magstead, and I'm a member of Peloton's HCM practice. So let's jump in and show you some of the features. I'm in as Robert Jackman. He's the VP of HR, and he's also going to be in here as a compensation user. I'm going to go to my client groups. That's the main tab for HR users. And I'm going to go to the compensation tile. So I really can only show you a few highlights in this video, but there's so many wonderful things about this tool. I'm going to start with act as a proxy manager. This is how you can go in as another manager within the tool and view their worksheet. So I can go in, this is my own worksheet as a manager. But I can go in this case, let's go in as Anita Kennedy. She is the CFO, and I can see what her usage is. I can go in and if I need to, I can make updates on her behalf. So let's go in and reward. And let's say that she realized for James Sellers' team, she approved it and she asks me if we can go in and give some additional shares to one of the employees. So we're going to do that and save. And then what I'm going to show you is managers can see this as well. If you go to this view audit trail, and let's go for the entire team, you will see that here in the application, it tracks that I made that change as Robert Jackman, whereas the other changes were made by James Sellers. So those are just a few of the things you can do when you proxy in as a manager. I want to show you a couple other things here. Let's go back. The other thing that I want to show you is the administration reports that are delivered. There are quite a few, and you can configure which ones you want to make available here. I'm going to show you just a couple. I'm going to show you this the manager status one. So you can see we just started the cycle. So we have only a few managers who have done anything. Most are in not started, but this pie chart will update if we want a visual representation. We also can click and see, okay, who's in approvals? These two managers, right? They roll up to Anita. And then if we click on work in progress, you can see that because she made that entry in for one of her subordinates, or Robert did on her behalf, that her worksheet is now updated to in progress. All right, let's go back and look at another report. Let's look at the budget consumption. This one's going to show us manager allocations compared to their budget. So again, we can have a visualization. Everybody's within budget right now. That's great. We've got some other metrics here. We can view it by budget pool. So if we want to look at the stock budget instead. And again, we can get that detailed view here, and we can very easily export to Excel. All right, and then the last thing that I want to show you are some of the processes that are available. So I'm going to go to Run Batch Processes. This one is really nice. It's the refresh workforce compensation data. So in some tools, once you run the process, it's static and that's it. In this one, it's static, but you can refresh throughout the cycle. So if you have a number of manager changes, you can change the primary manager hierarchy. If you want to just change the HR data, so jobs, or if other things have happened in the HR part of the application and you need to refresh, you can run that. Really, you can run all of these and do a full refresh, or like I said, you can do just targeted ones. If you need to run the eligibility rules again, you can do that. Let's go back. And then the other one that I want to show you here is transferring the workforce compensation data to HR. This is really nice because if you're using workforce compensation, you're obviously using core HR. So you run a process and it will then just transfer all of the salary changes. If you make job changes, grade changes over to the HR part of the application, it's delivered, it's easy. You don't have to be loading things from one application to another. And if you're using the payroll application, It will take the any bonus or other types of entries that are element entries from your worksheet, and it will transfer those over to the payroll application so that they're paid out to employees. You also could do stock, and then that could be loaded to the stock tables. So it's really easy for you to do that in this application. So I hope you're excited about workforce compensation as a compensation user, and please come back and view more of our 3-minute videos. Thank you.